I have too many books. It's a lot. There's a lot. There's. Fuck, I forgot my tablet. God damn it. I'm checking the count so I don't lie to you. Need to remember not to angle my head down so you don't see how bald I am. I don't have the exact number from when I started this project, but it was over 150 prose books, novels, reference books, art books, and over 550 graphic novels and manga volumes. That's kind of a lot. It's kind of a lot. I had to keep buying more and more bookshelves, and now I'm at the point of outgrowing it again and made the decision a few months ago to go through all of my books. So many of these I have not cracked open. Easily. Easily most of the prose, almost all of the reference. The comics and manga are a little tricky because a lot of these I read in singles as they were coming out, or they were books that I started and then I kept buying but I stopped reading. I have a lot of excuses. And so I figured it would be a good idea to go through all of the books I have, every single one, and read almost every single one to see if it was worth keeping and taking up space on my bookshelf, or if it was better off taking up space on someone else's bookshelf, someone who's going to love it more than I will. I decided to start at the bottom, this last cubby right here, which has my video game books, and then going backwards into the Marvel graphic novels. And I have stopped where I'm sitting on the bottom shelf in the middle of it. There's a big gap from all the space I've made from all the books I've gotten rid of, but it's very slow going. And I'm in the H's for the Marvel graphic novels. And those are separate. So I haven't started the DC, I haven't started Indies manga, nothing else. That's just been video game books and Marvel graphic novels. I've taken a few random things out here and there. I've taken a couple things out of the indie. I've taken a couple things out of reference and prose that I just feel confident enough I don't need to go through. There are some categories I have a lot of overlap and a lot of excess, things like impressionism, things like birds and sharks. So those I was pretty confident I could get rid of a few things without missing them and without fully going through them all. So I thought, wouldn't it be cute to pretend to make a little YouTube video showing you all the stuff that I've gotten rid of? Not literally, because I've gotten rid of it, but emotionally showing you and then saying, yeah, I'll totally update this in a month. And then I'll need to have an update. So obviously, I'm going to get to reading more books. I'm going to make more time for it. And then I really stack the cards in my favor because I have like 1.5 more weeks of school in this semester. So the cards are in my favor. And I've convinced myself that pretending to make a YouTube video is going to really give me that last push to read a lot more than I have been. Because even if I read one graphic novel a day, it's going to take me 2 fucking years to go through these. That's insane. That's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. I don't need that much stuff. I love comics. I love these so much. I don't need that much stuff. And I did a good job once upon a time of deciding I was only going to have these 2 comic book boxes for my single issues. And that's great. They're packed full. I can't put anything else in them, but I'm also not buying more singles to put in them because they're at their limit. They're at their limit. So I just need to do that with my bookshelf. I'll show you the bookshelves, show you what we're working with, and then so you don't feel left out because I don't have the books to show you that I've gotten rid of. I'll just go sit in my cozy little chair and I'll pull up my spreadsheet that I created of all of the books that I've gone through and whether I've kept them or gotten rid of them and tell you, hey, got rid of that because it's dog shit. Got rid of that because I don't really care. Got rid of that because clearly Marvel doesn't have a fucking writer or editor on their team. You know, like is that too mean? It doesn't matter. So I'm going to go through all the books I got rid of. And then in the monthly updates, you'll be able to see the actual books. I'll hold them up. And then if I hate them, throw them out the window. Do you guys want to see in the single issue bins one of these days? Say yes. Say yes so I can show off the cool stuff I have. I've signed books. I have first appearances. Say yes so I can show you my comics. Oh, one more thing. I do have a stack right here next to me. When I started cleaning up my bookshelf, I decided to make it a rule that I could not buy any more books until I went through all of this because what's the point if I'm just grabbing new stuff, not reading it, and then shoving it over here into the empty spaces that I made? And accidentally found some loopholes in the rule that I made. Some of these were wedding presents from when I got married this year. Some of them were pre-orders for comics that I was already reading in singles and had already pre-ordered. And some were gotten at the used bookstore using store credit from books that I bought them. So I tried not to do that, but I would find a book and I'd be like, "Oh, this looks really cute. Oh, this has beautiful, sprayed edges and beautiful end papers." And my husband would be like, "Well, you have store credit. You're not paying. You're not buying any new books. You're acquiring new books. It's like a wedding present because you're not paying any money. So you're not breaking any rules." And I'm saying, "Well, that's kind of breaking the spirit of the rule, don't you think?" And he'd say, "No, no, I don't. Get that book." And I'd say, "Ah, shit, you got me. Okay, I'll get that book." So this stack next to me has like 4 new graphic novels and like 8 new books. Oops. Anyway, I'll show you these books and then I will walk you through all the things I've gotten rid of and give you a little peek at the spreadsheet that I've been using. Ooh, I love a spreadsheet. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna pick you up. So we have a few IKEA Billies. Yeah, there's Funko Pops at the top. Don't judge me. Horizon Zero Dawn was my favorite game. I got them when there was no other merch for the games. Leave me alone. I'm not keeping them. I start at the top. I've got like some reference books, miscellaneous prose books, and then I have it sorted by author because I really only have one genre, and that's fantasy. Whoops. And then I'll pause. Let me get CM Punk out of the way. And then, oh wow, my favorite book. Oh, isn't this beautiful? Wow, CM Punk defeats Drew McIntyre in a Hell in a Cell match. I have this thing jammed in here. So I've got lots of books. And then right around here is when we start getting into the manga. And then underneath that, we go into our indies. We go into all of our DCs. And then, wow, look at that. Oh my gosh, she's made so much room. That's crazy. That's just from me starting in that bottom right corner. That is how many books I've gotten rid of. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. These bookshelves, by the way, have been a lot worse than this. This is the nicest they've ever looked. I've had periods where I have things stacked on top of the book, stacked in front of the book, stacked on the fucking floor in front of the bookshelf. They look so good right now, comparatively. Like, beautiful. Beautiful. First off, look how cute my tablet case is. I love her. She is absolutely adorable. Not sponsored. I just love cute things. Oh, do you guys want to see my nails? They're press-ons from Spirit Halloween. Lower the expectations. Do not look at the cuticles. Okay. Wow. Ooh, shiny. Oh my god, I didn't put my ring on. Hold. Okay. Ignore everything you've seen up to this point because I forgot to put my wedding ring on. Do not tell him. Anyway, these are my nails with the ring. Wow. Oh, beautiful. Oh, it's moonstone. Wow. Ooh, she's beautiful. These are the nails. So now it's time for the book review. Book reviews. I'm going to let you know what I had, what I got rid of, what I kept, so that you're up to date. You didn't miss anything just because I already sold those books. No. I have a spreadsheet that I made to keep track of everything. So I put in a book. Well, did I read it? Because I'm reading most of them. Admittedly, I don't need to read all of them. I don't need to read Winter Soldier by Edward Baker. I know I'm keeping that. I don't need to read Scarlet Witch by James Robinson because I know I'm keeping that. But I'm trying to read a vast majority of them, especially ones that I haven't read in a long time, because there are things that I just might not enjoy anymore. I might have enjoyed them then, and I don't now. So I don't need them now, because past me already had them. She already liked them, already used them. Current me, she doesn't need it. So far, up to date, and this is the end of November now. So far, I've gone through 99 books so far. Of that 99, I have kept 63 and I have gotten rid of 36. That means I've gotten rid of about 36% of the books that I went through, which is crazy. It's higher than I would have expected, but good for me, I guess. This spreadsheet is in alphabetical order, so that's the way I'm going. So it's going to be so the few prose books or reference books that I have are going to be mixed in with the graphic novels. I'm not going, brand order, even though I'm reading them in brand order because I'm starting at the bottom of the shelf, and the bottom of the shelf is where I have the video game books and the Marvel books. You've heard me talk enough. At the top, 100 Impressionist masterpieces. And wow, through the magic of editing, you're going to see this one was banished. This is only banished because I have so many different books about Impressionism and about specific Impressionist artists. That one just had a lot of overlap with other books that I had, so I don't need it. Someone else will love it. Everyone loves Impressionism, everyone with taste, so someone else will give that book a good home. I'm happy about that. I've got All New Wolverine, Volume 1 through 6, an obvious safe choice. I love Laura, I love Wolverine. Actually, let me retract that statement. I love Laura Wolverine. I love Laura Kinney. I have more of her books at the bottom. Next up, I have American Gargoyles. That one was a banish. It looked like a very cool book. I got it years ago and I never opened it. As much as I would love to just read about gargoyles throughout American history, it's not serving me right now, so it is gone. A surprising safe one, the Animal Crossing guidebook from the most recent Animal Crossing game on Switch. I have opened that a handful of times. I haven't really used it. There is a part of me that wants to go back to Animal Crossing. Who knows if that'll happen? My husband suggested I keep it because I was on the fence about it. And I can always go through my bookshelves later and say, actually, when I started this project 20 fucking years ago at this point, on my second pass, I kept this, but I don't really need to keep it, do I? The next handful are art books for video games. I have the art of Horizon Forbidden West and Horizon Zero Dawn. I should have said that in reverse order, which is one of my all-time favorite video game series of all time. I think it counts as a series if it's two even. Are they gonna make another? Is it just a duology? Whatever. Obvious keepers. I love Horizon so much. I love Aloy so much. I'm staring at her, the fucking sideshow statue of Aloy that my husband got me a few years ago for, I think that was an anniversary present, that one. I have the pop figures on top of this bookshelf, even though I don't like pops. There wasn't like an insane amount of merch for that video game series when it came out, unless you got like the collector's edition, which I did for both games. And I have more statues of her and some of the machines in our office. But I have her right there. Oh, I'm staring at her. She looks so good. Next up, we have Art of Overwatch, which I did banish. There was a time in my life that I loved Overwatch so much. That time has passed. Art of River City Girls. That's a keeper. I love River City Girls. I'm playing River City Girls 2 right now. I do not care about anything else in that universe. Next, I have the Artist Color Manual. That one is a keeper. I love reference books. I love art books. The Assassin's Creed Origins Guidebook. When was the last time I played that game? When was the last time I finished an entire Assassin's Creed? She also didn't enjoy the movie. Is that a hot take? I don't like Michael Fassbender. Next up, Avatar The Last Airbender Legacy of the Fire Nation. That one, very cute, very fun read. Despite the tattoo on my arm, just not super into Avatar The Last Airbender anymore. Worried for when I get to that section, what that's going to be like behind me. It could be a bloodbath, I don't know, but I just didn't need that book, so it's gone. Another video game art book, maybe the last one, Batman Arkham Knight. And as much as I loved this game when it came out, I got an entire PS4 just for that game alone. I don't need it. Someone else will love it more than me. That's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. I have the Claude Monet Collected Works. That one is an obvious keeper for me. I was wrong about video game books. Dragon Age Inquisition. I have the collector's edition and the World of Thedas, like the storybook. Both of those I did get rid of. I really wanted to get into Inquisition. I never ended up making it more than a few hours in. That's something that happens a lot with me in video games. Shit happens, is what it is. I did last year play Veilguard. I just got the plat in that like a couple of weeks ago. That was enjoyable. That was great. Don't have any of those books. So anyway, the next one, an exciting one. It's taking me so long to go through these because I'm really going into each one. This one, I'm gonna speed it up. This one, Drawing Birds. Keep. I love birds. I love art. Easy choice. The Encyclopedia of Goddesses and Heroines. I did end up banishing this one because I never cracked it open even once, and that's not something that I'm actually going to use, I don't think, so it's gone. Here's a fun one. The Essential Batman Encyclopedia. That one, surprisingly, Banished. I know, after all you know about me from this past blank minutes, I love Batman, I love the Bat family. Why am I getting rid of the encyclopedia? Because I know more than the encyclopedia at this point. It was very outdated. I know more. I'm better. I don't need it. I don't need to reference it. It's up here. Bye. Still lying about being done with video games, by the way. I've got Final Fantasy 15, the official works, and the collector's edition guide. I kept both of those because that is my favorite Final Fantasy game. It's the only Final Fantasy I've played all the way through. Hang on. It's the only Final Fantasy video game I've played ever, actually. I didn't play 7. We got 7 Remake. I didn't actually play it. No shit. I really like that game. If you don't like it, you're wrong. Sorry. Next up, Fourth Wing. No comment. Garden of the Cursed by Katie Rosepool. Now, this one did get banished. Let me tell you why. I went to the used bookstore. I found a cute edition. I said, yeah, sure, I'd like to read that. I bought it. 2 weeks later, I went to the used bookstore. Saw, ooh, that's a cute book. What is that? That's so cute. I love it. I'll get it. And then I got it, brought it home, realized I now had 2 copies of the same book in 2 different editions with 2 different end papers and said, oh, you don't need both of these. Just pick which one you think is prettier and get rid of the other one. So I kept the one that's prettier, got rid of the other one. We'll see if I keep it after I actually read it. I'm very susceptible to end papers and sprayed edges, it turns out. This next one is cool. Okay, Goosebumps Night in Terror Tower. And I know you're thinking, why is that cool? Well, 1, it's Goosebumps. We love Goosebumps. 2, I took that book and one other Goosebumps book that is on the top shelf above me, and I got them both signed in person by R.L. Stine, which was very cool. And I recently realized I don't need to own 2 books signed by R.L. Stine. So I got rid of the one that I cared less about. And someone else will be really excited to find a Goosebumps book from their childhood that's signed by R.L. Stine. So I get to keep one, someone else gets one. That's a win-win, so he's banished. Still not done with video games book. Gotham Knights Collector's Edition. I know what you're thinking. Wasn't that game a flop? No. I love that game. I love that game very much. Was it a little lazy with the DLC? Yeah. Yeah, it was. But I love that game. Finally a good Tim Drake. I love that game, love that book. It's here. It's safe. I didn't realize I had so many video game books until I'm like, oh yeah, that was like 5 of them. I'm done. And here's another one, the Horizon Zero Dawn Collector's Edition. I might get rid of that on the second pass just because I don't really need like the guidebook for it. But for now, I love Horizon. I'm keeping it. She's safe. Iceman volumes 1 through 3, I did get rid of. I read them, I think a little bit when they were coming out, and then I tried to do a reread. Couldn't really get into it. I think there's a couple of X-Men characters that I love and I'll read anything. I got all those fucking lore books over here. Iceman was not one of them. It takes a lot to get me into X-Men, unfortunately. I mean, even the events. In my defense, my first Marvel event book that I ever got was Avengers versus X-Men. Kind of taints the water a little bit for the rest of the time, doesn't it? For the rest of any books you read. Kind of makes you not want to try any Avengers or X-Men books. And I haven't. I can't remember the last fucking Avengers book I read. At least I'm trying to read X-Men. Next up, on the banished side, Illustrated Signs and Symbols source book. I don't need it. Don't know the last time I opened it. Okay, here's an interesting one. Invincible Iron Man, the stuff with Ironheart, volume 1 and 2, but not 3. I'm keeping 1 and 2. I never bought volume 3, so I can't properly banish it. But I read through those. I said, ooh, those were 2 good volumes. I enjoyed those. Husband said, okay, are you going to read volume 3? Did you like volume 3? And I say, what? Volume 3? What do you mean? Forgot there was a 3rd volume because it's all about Tony Stark. It's literally all about him. Didn't care. Not going to buy that one. Going to keep 1 and 2. Which brings us to the next book, Ironheart, volumes 1 and 2. Keepers. I love her. I love that book. It's very cute. Next on the list, Star-Lord, an obvious keeper. That is the only Star-Lord book you need. This one right here, that's the only one you need. You don't need to read any other Star-Lord books. You probably don't need to read any Guardians books either. If you're trying to get into Guardians after the movies, bad news for you. The movies are bad. This book, though, this book is very good. Read this book. It's also got some guest stars in there. If you want to see some other Marvel characters, ooh. Another art book I did get rid of, Making Colors Sing. I just have a lot of overlap. Mighty Thor volumes 1 through 5, an obvious keeper. Similar to X-Men, I can't really get into Thor universe stuff, with the exception, like with Laura, with the exception of Jane. Jane Thor I can get into. I can read those. I enjoyed those books. I have Miss Marvel volumes 1 through 3. I now only 1 through 3. You're thinking there's more than that. You're right. I have 1 through 3. I have not gotten the rest. I have not read the rest because I have a moratorium on buying books. Ooh, I love saying here's a fun one when there's a series of books and I get rid of one randomly in the middle. Nova, volumes, volumes 1 through 5. Sam Alexander, my son, my child. I love him. I protect him. 1 through 5, right over here. It's not the best reread, but it's still solid, and I have a soft spot in my heart for Sam Alexander. Now, unfortunately, after volumes 1 through 5, we got Nova Human Rocket, volumes 1 through 2. Those were so immediately banished. So immediately banished. I was so annoyed reading those because I don't know what Marvel was doing. I don't know what their intent was. I don't know if they had a quota of Nova books that they had to put out, so they said, "Fine, do anything. You don't have to know who Sam Alexander is. You don't have to know anything that happened in the last book. You don't have to know anything that's going on in the greater Marvel universe. Just make something." And that's what came out. And I didn't like those. So they're out of here. Followed by Nova, Volume 1 Resurrection, which is, I think, the first book I've read with Richard Rider in it, because I just never really cared about Richard Rider. I don't really care about any of the Guardians. That Star-Lord book's the only, thing that I've cared about in relation to any of them. But that Resurrection book, that was good. I enjoyed that. That was a good time. What might be the last two video game books, unless I'm a liar again, Overwatch Hero Guide. Similar to the Art of Overwatch, it is now woefully outdated. It was also a very cute thing to get at the time. It was, some cheap little GameStop book, whatever. Don't need it. That's simple. And then the Pokemon Galar Region Guide. When my husband and I got our Switch, we got Pokemon Sword and Shield, and that was very fun, and we had a great time. Haven't touched it in years though, so got rid of that. So we have Rogue and Gambit, which I did banish. I didn't hate it. I don't know if I'd go as far as to say that I really disliked it. I just didn't really like it. And that's fine. I like Rogue and Gambit separately. I like them together. The book itself for me, I don't know. It didn't do anything for me. So I'm going to get rid of it. It'll do something for someone else. Runaways Volume 1 through 6. This one I did not reread recently because they came out recently enough and I was reading them as they were coming out and buying them as they were coming out. My husband was buying the singles. I was buying the trade. This is the Rainbow Rowell run, by the way. Cute book. I like it. I didn't read the old Runaways stuff. He caught me up on anything I needed. And I liked it. It was a good book. And now into Scarlet Witch, I have the James Robinson collection, which I very much enjoy. I know it's like controversial to have a new artist on every single issue of a book, but for a Scarlet Witch book all about magic, oh, dude, that shit was so good. I love that. Obvious keeper over here, followed by Scarlet Witch Volume 1 through 5, the like ongoing minis that they've been doing the past few years. Obvious keepers. I'm enjoying them. I'm a Scarlet Witch enjoyer. I will read her books any day of the week. I'm also her biggest defender. House of M who? I don't know. Don't talk to me. Next book, Sharks. About as self-explanatory as Fourth Wing, I think. Now, I'm not here to talk shit. I'm not here to hate on books that other people like. Um, except in the case of Shatterstar, Reality Star, barely finished issue 1 on that. What was that? What was that? Ugh. God, get it away from me. Also getting banished, She-Hulk by Dan Slott. Sorry. I didn't care for it. Didn't enjoy it. I don't know if there is a Dan Slott book that I have enjoyed. Maybe that's me. Maybe he's just not for me. My husband likes Dan Slott books. Maybe that's his red flag and not mine, but that one's gone. Followed immediately by She-Hulk by Rainbow Rowell, volumes, was it 1 through 5? 1 through 5, safe and sound. I'm keeping her safe over here. I think that's the only She-Hulk book that I've properly enjoyed. Oops, you're going to notice a theme there. I think you're already noticing the theme there. This is the only book of this character I've enjoyed. Sif Journey into Mystery. I did at some point read the Kid Loki stuff in that Journey into Mystery run a long time ago. I think it was coming out. I don't think I have, no, because I hit J already. So I don't have those. Would like to reread those again. Did reread the Sif stuff. Pretty good. I like Sif. Beautiful art. Beautiful. So she is safe. She's here. Silk, the complete collection, volume 1, safe. I actually have volume 3 as well. I've sort of kept that outside of the spreadsheet because I need to read volume 2 before I can read volume 3. So one of these days I'll go on my husband's Comixology and I'll read them. But I didn't now, and so I just have volume 1 over here and volume 3 I'm ignoring. Our next Spider Gwen volumes 1 through 3. Oops, you can see the mic moving. We know they're going over here. Not for me. Not for me. You're going to hear that a lot while I'm trying to be respectful of other people and the things that they like. Not for me. Spider-Man Black Cat. This trade, this specific trade. This one was tough because it had a 4-issue mini in it followed by like 2 random single issue stories. The 4-issue mini was good. Felicia got to be like an actual character. She was like a real person, and then it followed it up with these 2 short these 2 single issues that just fucking sucked. And that just like ruined the whole vibe. It ruined the whole trade for me. I just had to throw the whole thing out, which is a bummer because the actual mini that should have been its own standalone trade without those 2 random backups was good. But then you smeared a bunch of dog shit at the end. What are you doing? Get out of here. A much more gentle banishment. Star Wars Princess Leia. I enjoyed this one. I'm just not super into Star Wars, and I don't see myself rereading it anytime soon. And I don't think I'm going to be sad that it's gone. So someone else will give it a better home. Thor volumes 1 and 2, the Jane stuff, obviously clearly going over here with the other Mighty Thor stuff. It's just alphabetically in my spreadsheet separate. They're both over here. She is safe. But you know who's not safe? Tony Stark Iron Man, volume 1. I did not like this. Fitting with my theme of I only liked this book about this character, the only Iron Man book I've enjoyed was Riri. She was the only Iron Man book I liked. So, Tony Stark Iron Man Volume 1, he's going over there. One day I'll read the Doom Iron Man stuff, but not soon because I have enough reading to do right now. Also banished, Unworthy Thor. I just can't get into Thor universe stuff unless it's Jane or Sif. Or Sif. I forgot Sif earlier. I'm just gonna put the asterisk of not for me at least, so that I don't get people complaining that I'm wrong, even though I'm not. Next up, Happily Banished, excited to banish, get this off of my shelf banished, no asterisk of this isn't for me because this one was objectively bad. Vision by Tom King. Oh my god, why would she say that? That's so controversial. That book is so good. Vision by Tom King? Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? Are you serious? Vision by Tom King. Anyway, that one is gone. May it never grace my eyeballs again. Also banishing, but in a kinder way, War of the Realms. Once again, just not super into Thor stuff. Wasn't really for me. It was a fine event. Didn't do anything for me. Didn't dislike it. So, I can give that space on the bookshelf to something I really, really do like. Like When a Soldier by Ed Brubaker. That one's going to be safe on my shelf forever, I think. I don't think I'm ever going to get rid of that one. I love it so much. It's safe. It's here. It's good. I also, going with the all new Wolverines from earlier, I do have her 2 X-23 volumes. I at the time did not want to read them because I was so angry about the X-23 name thing after we do all of this fucking work and all new Wolverine about the X-23 name and we're not doing that shit anymore. And then the next book you put out for her, you say, yeah, no, she's X-23. She's X-23. Don't worry about it. We want to save Wolverine for what's his name? Logan. Who gives a shit about Logan? So not enjoying the name thing. Not gonna let you justify it after you spent years going the opposite direction, but she is safe. I do like her. I like her books. Another X-Men book, unfortunately. X-Men Volume 1 Primer. I for the longest time was excited to read that run because it was like it was marketed as like, yeah, all girl X-Men, isn't that so cool? You guys can finally have a team, you know, it doesn't just have to be one of you on the X-Men. Unfortunately, I did not enjoy the book, so I did not continue reading into the next volume. So she's gone. My next one is an obvious one, I hope. The Young Avengers 2005 collection. I hope that that is obviously over here. That book is fun, is a good time, and gave us a great handful of characters that I will read and defend to my dying day. Funny enough, this week another Wiccan book comes out. Oh my gosh, wow. Isn't that cool? I love him so much, my little Billy. So that one's an obvious keeper for me. I love that book. That was like the third real comic book that I ever read when I was starting out. The first one I ever read was Got Them by Gaslight. A friend lent that to me, and I was like, oh, yeah, all right, this medium's not too bad. And then I read the Teen Titans Jeff Johns run from like, what was that, 2003? Because I figured, well, I watched the Teen Titans cartoon, so I'm going to know enough characters that this will be easy for me to get into. And that changed the trajectory of my entire life. And then I went into Young Avengers. I was sticking with the teen heroes because I was a teen. My gosh, surprise. Now, my last one. This is our last one. Oh, it's so sad. It's ending so soon. I've only been talking into this mic for over an hour. Oh, that almost landed on the sublimated plaque. Our last one. I know you don't want it to end. I know. Don't worry. I'll have a Q&A after this where I make up fun questions. That's a fucking lie, actually. The last one is Young Avengers, the complete collection of the, what is it, the 2012 run. This one, I change my mind on daily. I would like to keep it because it's my characters, my kids, I love them, I defend them. But on the other hand, I did not enjoy that book when it was coming out. And every time I've tried to reread it since, I can't finish it. So like right now I'm saying banish it, but I'm gonna wake up in the morning and go, oh, maybe give it another try. What if? So this one I don't know what to do with. I have it safe technically because I've kept it because I haven't pulled the trigger to get rid of it. But I'm not happy about keeping it either. I'm at a loss on that one. So it is what it is. Hmm. What are you gonna do? Nothing. So those are all the books that I've gone through so far. I'm in the middle of Fractions Hawkeye run, and then I'll go into the Kate Bishop Hawkeye, and then I'll just keep going reverse alphabetical order until I finish all the comics, and then I will be going in reverse alphabetical order of author's last name in the prose books, and then I'll hit a couple reference books at the end, and by then I'll probably be in my 40s with how long it's been taking me. How's that for a real long term fucking YouTube video series, huh? So I think that's all I have today. If I don't see any comments saying, show me the single issues, show me the comic boxes, then I'm going to do it myself. I'll post the comment as me. I'll say, oh my gosh, I would love to see the comics just so I can show you guys the comics I have because I have a lot of really cool ones. I don't want to like brag, I don't want to flex, but I have some really cool single issues in there. It's a lot of Robins, it's a lot of variants. I have signed books, I have first appearances. She was a collector for a while. I worked at a fucking comic book store for almost 10 years. Like, I have collected way too much. Way too much. That's why I have almost 600 graphic novels. Because I worked at a comic book store and we had an employee discount and I just went insane. Started collecting everything without even reading it. Don't do that. Consume the material. Anyway, thank you to the one person who the sorry, no. Um, thank you to the two people who watched this all the way through. My husband and Neon Lion, my number one viewer for fucking 6 years, while I stream once a year. You're the best. I love you guys. Thanks for being here. I'm never gonna actually edit this. There's no way. I'm so fucking lazy. Anyway, in an ideal world, I'll come back at the end of December and be like, wow, look at this big stack of graphic novels I read. Isn't that amazing? I'm making progress. But I also keep coming back to that number of if I read one graphic novel a day, which some of them are skinny, some of them are like 4 or 5 issues, but some of them are 15 issues. If I read one of those a day, it's going to take me 2 years. So I just need to I need to take a week off of work and a week off of school and just read for 12 hours a day so I can make a real dent in this. Can you imagine the update next month? Here's my 5-minute update because all I read was Hawkeye. What the fuck? Wow, the sun has set. It sure is winter, isn't it? I was sat there for 45 fucking minutes. Are you kidding me? Oh my god.